Abundance is available to everyone. It's not something you achieve, it's something you allow. Bob Proctor. Have you ever stopped to think that what you call normal in your financial life might actually be a carefully disguised prison? A prison built over years, with bricks made of inherited beliefs, with invisible bars formed by phrases like, "Life is just hard. Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work yourself to the bone just to get the bare minimum." That kind of life isn't for people like us. Phrases spoken by good people, people who love you, but who were also imprisoned by a system, by a pattern, by fear, by a world that taught that limits are reality and dreams are just exaggerations. But today, right now, in this very moment, you have a choice in front of you to accept this inherited reality, or to question it, to challenge it, to transform it, because you were made for more, not just to survive on the minimum, but to live with the maximum of what's possible, to break cycles, to redefine standards, to turn your annual income into monthly income. Still in 2025, and this isn't an illusion. This isn't a miracle. This is vibrational mathematics. It's what happens when you change who you are, not just what you do. Because the results you have today are just a reflection of the level of financial consciousness you're operating from. You don't earn what you're worth. You earn what you believe you're worth. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you're willing to accept. And accepting the bare minimum is what keeps the maximum from getting close. But you can change that. You can change it now. And it all begins with a decision. The decision to stop seeing yourself as small. The decision to stop normalizing effort without reward. The decision to stop repeating phrases that chain you just because they seem realistic. Realistic for whom? For those who never dared? For those who were always afraid? For those who learned to adapt to little because they were never introduced to more? You weren't born to repeat this story. You were born to rewrite it. And the pen is in your hand. But before any external change, the revolution begins within. In your identity. In your frequency. In what you tolerate. In what you decide to never accept again. Do you want to turn your annual income into monthly gains? Then you need to understand this. You're not going to do it by working more. You're going to do it by becoming more. More bold. More clear. More aligned. More strategic. More committed to your expansion than to your comfort. Because comfort is what kills growth. And your comfort zone may be the main reason why your bank account doesn't yet reflect your potential. But there's a version of you that's already living this reality. That version already knows how to multiply, already knows how to overflow, already knows how to build a life where what used to be your yearly income now comes in within 30 days. Not because they discovered a hidden secret, but because they chose to operate on a different frequency, on a different pattern, on a different level. You can access that version. You can become that person, still this year. But to do so, you must abandon the old logic. The logic of scarcity, the logic of survival, the logic of, I just want enough. Enough is what keeps you stuck. Enough is what prevents your creativity from blooming. Enough is what forces you to live in urgency, never experiencing the joy of creating calmly. And that's what I want to show you today. Not just how to earn more, but how to become someone who earns more with freedom, with awareness, with alignment. You will get out of autopilot. You will escape the month-to-month cycle. You will break free from the scarcity mindset and enter the field of multiplication. Because multiplication is possible, but it only happens when you take 100% responsibility for your financial state. No more blaming others. No more blaming the government. No more blaming the crisis. No more outsourcing your power. You are the cause. You are the field. You are the frequency. You are the source. And everything that's about to come depends on who you choose to be from this moment on. Do you want the shift? Then say it. Declare it. Decide it. I no longer accept living at the minimum. I am ready to multiply. I am ready to live on a whole new level. And let this video be your portal, your turning point, your cry of enough, your rebirth, because everything you've always wanted has always been waiting for one single thing. You. Multiplying your income is not about doing more of the same. It's about operating at a higher level of consciousness. You can work 12 hours a day and still earn the same amount, month after month. Because it's not time that determines your income. It's the value you're able to generate within that time. It's how much you've learned to become magnetic, strategic, and non-negotiable with life. Do you still believe that money comes from effort? From extreme sacrifice? From exhausting yourself until you can't take it anymore? Then that belief needs to fall right now. Because what multiplies your income is not your sweat. It's your perception of value. And value is perception. It's not about how hard you work. It's about how much impact, solution, and transformation you can generate with what you offer. As long as you measure your income by the hours you work, you'll be limited. But when you start measuring your income by the value you create, the vision you express, and your ability to solve real problems with intelligence, the scale opens up. Because the world no longer pays more for those who simply execute. The world pays more and more for those who create, for those who think, for those who see ahead, for those who connect invisible dots, for those who see possibilities where others only see obstacles. That's why you need to position yourself on a different level. You're not here just to complete tasks. You're here to build systems, models, strategies, to solve problems in a unique way. That's what transforms your annual income into your new monthly standard. And to do that, you need to understand a key concept: leverage. You will never multiply your earnings if you keep trying to do everything alone. If you continue relying solely on your time, your strength, your presence. Those who multiply understand that money grows where there's a system, not effort. Where there's structure, not chaos. Where there's an expansion mindset, not attachment to the old. Do you want new results? Then you must let go of controlling every detail and start building intelligence around your delivery. That means automating, delegating, scaling, using technology to your advantage, creating products, services, and solutions that work even while you sleep. You don't just want money, you want free time. You want mental freedom. You want peace. And financial peace only happens when money no longer depends 100% on your presence. When you create something that keeps flowing, even when you're not there. That's called creative freedom, smart income, true multiplication. But to get there, you need to make a choice. To stop seeing yourself as labor and start seeing yourself as the mind behind the work. Your mind is the most valuable asset you have, and what you do with it determines the size of your bank account. You can spend your mind putting out fires, or you can use it to build income streams that flow with ease, purpose, and consistency. You need to learn how to use your creativity as strategy, your voice as a bridge, your story as a tool, your gift as a product. Everything in you can become a channel for prosperity. Everything. Your knowledge, your life experience, your overcome pain, your way of seeing the world. But you only begin to see this when you change the question. Instead of asking, how much more do I need to work? Start asking, how can I generate more value? How can I serve better? How can I help more people, more deeply, in less time? These questions change everything. They open the door to creation. And creation holds the key to multiplication. But understand this, creation requires courage. Creation requires leaving what's safe, what's predictable, what's familiar. You'll need to break free from the routine that keeps you comfortable, but trapped. You'll need to challenge the mindset of just one more month like this. You'll need to step out of the waiting line for success and step into the arena. Because those in the arena are the ones who reap. Those in the arena take hits, but also grow. Those in the arena attract. Those in the arena multiply. Life doesn't respond to the most prepared. It responds to the most determined. You can study everything about finances. You can read all the books, take all the courses. But if you don't decide to become someone who operates on a higher frequency, it'll all remain theory. But when you decide you're going to multiply, something shifts. The vibration shifts. The people around you shift. The ideas come. Opportunities appear. Because the universe recognizes who is ready. And ready doesn't mean perfect. It means available. Available to learn. Available to fail. Available to adjust. Available to grow. Multiplying your income still in 2025 won't be the result of one big chance. It will be the result of one big choice. The choice to no longer live as someone who settles for little. The choice to stop waiting for someone to save you. The choice to become the main character in your financial story. And if you're still listening to this, it's because a part of you already knows it's possible. Not just possible, inevitable for those who are willing. Multiplying your income doesn't start with spreadsheets. It starts with vision, clear vision, firm vision, a vision bold enough to scare your current self and, at the same time, make your soul's eyes light up. Because without vision, you live in circles. Without vision, you repeat. Without vision, you enter January in month 1 and wake up in December in month 12 with the same account, the same pattern, the same frustration. Vision is the map. It's what defines your destination. It's what organizes your energy, your priorities, your decisions. Without it, you only react. With it, you create. Do you want to transform your annual income into your monthly income still in 2025? Then you need to see it happening before anyone else does. You need to see the money coming before it arrives. You need to feel the new level before it materializes. You need to believe so strongly that the world has no choice but to respond to your conviction. That's the difference between those who live by reaction and those who live by purpose. And purpose is what sustains discipline. Because when you have clarity about where you're going, the house starts to appear. You start seeing connections where you once saw walls. You start creating value where you once saw limitations. You begin using your own story as fuel to serve others and get paid for it. And yes, you will be paid for what you carry. Because you are a bridge. You have something that can generate transformation. But for that, you need to elevate your financial identity. You can no longer see yourself as someone who chases money. You need to see yourself as someone who attracts it, who directs it, who cultivates it, Who leads it? Because money follows leadership. And leadership starts with how you treat yourself. How have you been showing up? Like someone who gives everything and charges too little? Like someone who negotiates their value out of fear of seeming too expensive? Like someone who keeps trying to justify their worth to be accepted? Or like someone who knows the value they carry? Someone who understands that time has a price, but purpose has power? You can't want high-level earnings with a low-level financial identity. You can't want abundance while vibrating insecurity. You can't ask the universe for more if you still doubt that you deserve it. And you do deserve it, not because of what you've done, but because of what you're willing to become. Deserving isn't about the past. It's about presence. It's about decision. It's about intensity. And intensity doesn't mean being busy. It means being deep. You don't need more hours in your day. You need more presence in the hours you already have. You need to stop doing more and start doing what's right. What you're doing today, is it getting you closer to your vision? Or are you still stuck in tasks that pay little, drain you a lot, and lead nowhere? You need to raise your field. Stop settling for what just pays the bills and start reaching for what funds your dreams. You need to stop selling your energy to things that don't multiply and start directing it to what builds legacy. And yes, legacy starts now. Legacy isn't something far away. It's every choice you make today, even if no one sees it. It's the invoice you organize. It's the client you serve with excellence. It's the content you publish with authenticity. It's the skill you develop in silence. These are the invisible bricks of your new reality. But you must decide. Will you keep being just another face in the crowd? Or will you step into the role of the one who expands, who inspires, who guides, who leads? Those who lead, prosper. Those who lead, scale. Those who lead, multiply. Because leadership is vision in motion. It's when your identity is so clear, so firm, so vibrant, that the world starts to respond. People begin to trust. Results begin to show. Money begins to flow. And it flows because you stopped hiding. Because you stepped forward. Because you understood that if you want to be paid like someone who earns in a month what others earn in a year, you have to act like it. Not tomorrow. Not when it's safe. Now. Because the universe doesn't respond to the future. It responds to the frequency you emit in the present. So stop. Breathe. Look within. And declare, starting today, I multiply. Starting today, I lead. Starting today, I align with the identity of my next reality. You are more than what they told you, more than what you've lived, more than even you believed until now. Now is your time. Multiplying your income is possible, but maintaining that new level is an art, because it's not enough to get there. You must become someone who stays there. With consistency, with peace, with grace. And for that, there's one word that separates those who live temporary peaks from those who build a permanent new reality. Discipline. Discipline is not rigidity. It's not extreme self-criticism. It's not living in a tight box. Discipline is applied self-awareness. It's knowing who you want to become and making decisions that honor that version of you. Even when your old self tries to pull you back. Even when emotions fluctuate. Even when everything around says, this is good enough. Discipline is what turns emotion into motion. It's what turns intention into transformation. You can have a beautiful vision, a strategic plan, an audacious goal, but without discipline, everything becomes an unrealized desire. An unrealized desire turns into frustration. An accumulated frustration becomes self-sabotage. You can no longer afford to sabotage your own progress. Not after everything you've heard. Not after everything you now understand. If you want to live the extraordinary, you must live with extraordinary discipline. And that begins with the simple things. With the invisible rituals that shape your frequency. With the silent habits that shape your reality. Do you wake up and immediately activate your vibration? Do you revisit your vision every day? Do you ask yourself, what can I do today that honors my new self? Or are you still reacting to messages, distractions, and urgencies that lead nowhere? You need to protect your field, because multiplication doesn't happen in disorganized territory. It happens where there is focus, clarity, strong intention, and that demands choices. Saying no to what doesn't move you. Saying yes to what expands you, even if it scares you. Saying not yet to immediate pleasures, because you've chosen exponential gains. That's where real leverage comes in. Leverage isn't just about using technology, teams, or automation. It's about using your time with ruthless intelligence. It's about stopping the waste of energy on what doesn't build. It's about investing attention in what brings you closer. Have you stopped to examine where your energy is leaking? Time slipping through your feed. Conversations that drain your energy. Tasks you could delegate. Services that pay little and drain too much. If you want to turn your annual income into your monthly income, you must operate on a different logic. You need to think like someone who earns high before you earn. You need to move like someone who has already multiplied before the money arrives. You need to protect your field like someone who knows their energy is millionaire energy. Because it is. Your energy is your greatest asset. And it must be cultivated, protected, directed. You are the CEO of your life, of your mind, of your time, of your focus. And CEOs don't wake up lost. They wake up with clarity, with goals, with metrics, with movement. You need to measure what matters. How much value did you deliver today? How much energy did you invest in what truly matters? How much time did you spend feeding your prosperous identity? All of this matters. All of this builds. All of this multiplies. Because multiplication isn't an act. It's a state. It's the natural result of someone who has learned to operate with mastery, even in the small things. And that mastery begins where no one sees. It begins in the silence of your routine. In the decision to go to bed earlier, to read more, to plan better, to think like an owner, to position yourself as a leader, even when no one's watching. That is the invisible foundation of financial freedom, the structure that sustains the new level, the foundation that prevents you from falling back to the old pattern. Because yes, the old will try to pull you back. It will use your inner voice. It will use the opinions of others. It will use setbacks. It will use tests. But now you know too much to go back. Now, you've already tasted expansion. Now, you've understood that living small is a choice. And you will not choose that anymore. You will choose consistency over comfort, expansion over distraction, frequency over desperation. You will decide every day until that decision becomes identity. And identity becomes reality. And reality becomes legacy. Because this journey is not just about money. It's about who you become in the process. It's about the kind of person you'll inspire. It's about the cycles you'll break, not just for yourself, but for everyone who comes after. And that begins now. Multiplying your income isn't just a game of logic. It's a game of energy. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if your energy isn't clean, clear, and elevated, money slips away. It slips through your fears, your doubts, your silent self-sabotage. Money is frequency. It responds to your deepest vibration, not to what you say you want, but to what you truly expect. Because the universe doesn't hear your requests. It responds to your emotional expectations. If, deep down, you feel like it's not for me, if you feel like it's going to run out soon, if you feel like I don't deserve that much, then no matter how hard you work, study, or hustle, you'll end up back at the same level. Because your default vibration pulls you back. But here's the good news. You can change your vibration. You can reprogram how you feel about money. You can elevate your frequency until it becomes magnetic. And the first step is simple, yet revolutionary. Gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a spiritual cliche. It's a vibrational code. It's a key that unlocks abundance. When you're grateful for what you have, even if it seems small, you signal to the universe, I acknowledge this. I value this. I am ready for more. But when you complain, even while earning well, you block the flow. Because energetically, you're saying, this isn't enough. I don't trust one can have more. I'll only be happy when I reach the next level. And the next level runs from those who don't honor the now. Gratitude is the fertile ground for multiplication. Want to turn your yearly income into your monthly income? Start by being grateful for every cent that has already come in, for every client, for every lesson, for every step of the journey. It's not about being complacent. It's about being expanded. Gratitude doesn't make you settle. It places you in such a high state of presence that the universe recognizes you as a reliable source for receiving more, and more, and more. But for that to happen, you must stop silently vibrating scarcity. How many times have you said, that's too expensive? It's hard to make money. The market is slow. Who am I to charge that much? Each of those phrases is a vibrational command, and the universe doesn't judge. It simply responds. Want to access the next level? Then you must speak the language of abundance. You must think like someone who's already there. You must feel like someone already living in that flow. This is called financial magnetism. It's when you become so aligned, so congruent, so vibrant, that you no longer chase. You attract. You attract because you carry presence. You attract because your energy cleans the space. You attract because your posture radiates confidence. And that confidence isn't arrogance. It's connection to source. You don't trust because you have it all. You trust because you know it's coming. You trust because you vibrate. It's already mine, even before it arrives. That's the secret of those who prosper. They don't doubt the invisible. They don't shatter their vibration because of a bank notification. They don't give up on the vision because the month didn't hit the target. They remain. And remaining is applied faith. Not blind faith, but vibrational faith. Faith that turns into behavior. Faith that shapes decisions. Faith that silences fear. And fear, oh fear, it will always try to pull you back. It'll tell you that you're dreaming too big. It'll remind you of past failures. It'll try to glue your identity to scarcity. But fear only exists where presence is lacking. Because when you're present, connected, rooted, you feel that nothing is missing. You feel that you already are. You feel that everything is on its way. And from that place, you begin to act differently. You don't act out of desperation. You act with intention. You don't sell from pressure. You offer from purpose. You don't chase clients. You attract the right ones with the right frequency. You become a field, a portal, a living code of prosperity. And here's where the real magic happens. Money starts to show up in unexpected ways. Old clients return. Referrals appear. Brilliant ideas strike in the shower. Partners arrive. Deals open up. And the month ends with more than an entire year used to bring in. But none of this is luck. It's alignment. You tuned into the flow. You activated the code. You adjusted your field. And when that happens, there's no turning back. Because the greatest wealth you acquire isn't the money. It's the new version of yourself that the money required you to become. That version no longer depends. She decides. She leads. She manifests. Multiplying isn't just about earning more. It's about becoming more. More conscious. More present. More generous. More powerful. More strategic. The new financial reality you desire isn't some distant destination. It's right behind your next aligned decision. It's hidden in your next bold step. It's disguised in that thing you've been avoiding out of fear of failing. But let me tell you something most people won't say out loud. You're going to fail. And that's okay. Because failure doesn't define you. It refines you. Failure is refinement. It's the polishing process that turns raw potential into sharp presence. No empire was ever built without cracks. No soul-rich millionaire got there without sleepless nights. No legacy builder crossed the threshold of abundance without confronting their own shadow. The problem isn't falling. It's choosing to stay small out of fear of trying again. And you can't allow that anymore. Not after everything you've learned. Not after everything you've awakened. Because now, you're no longer at the beginning. You're at the threshold between the old, living to survive, and the new, living with intention. And living with intention requires action. Not just any action, but action filled with awareness. Action that rises from within. Action that pulls you out of the ordinary and places you in the extraordinary. You're no longer reacting. You're responding from inner leadership. You've realized it's not about doing more. It's about doing better. With more presence. With more precision. With more purpose. Every step you take now is laying the foundation of your legacy. You're no longer living just for yourself. You're living for everyone who will be set free by seeing you free. You're living for everyone who will heal by witnessing your prosperity. You're living for everyone who will awaken by hearing your story. Yes, your story matters. Your journey matters. Your process matters. And the world is waiting for your light. You're no longer here to survive. You're here to multiply and illuminate. And you know what's even more beautiful? You don't have to sacrifice your peace to do it. You don't have to abandon your truth to prosper. You don't have to become someone you hate just to have money. Yes, you absolutely can. Earn greatly with integrity. Earn fast with alignment. Earn well with awareness. Because true prosperity isn't accumulation. It's flow. It's when money flows through you and activates the lives of others. It's when your growth expands the field of everyone around you. It's when your evolution doesn't isolate you. It multiplies you. That is real wealth. The kind that doesn't just live in your bank account, but in your impact, in the freedom of your time, in the lightness you feel each morning. in the confidence you radiate without saying a word. And all of this is born from the choice to live your truth with discipline, energetic discipline, emotional discipline, financial discipline, strategic discipline. There are no miracles. There is positioning. There is clarity. There is a vision upheld by consistent action. You are the architect of your next reality. You are the investor of your future. You are the channel that abundance has been seeking, if only you allow yourself to become it. You want to turn your annual income into monthly earnings? Then stop acting like someone who just wants to pay the bills. Start acting like someone who's building an invisible empire that soon everyone will see. Because that's exactly what you're doing right now. Every new belief you activate, every sabotage you dismantle, every morning you choose to wake up with purpose, all of it is invisible brick. All of it is multiplication in progress. All of it is the construction of your freedom. And freedom is non-negotiable. It is chosen. It is honored. It is protected. It is celebrated. You've come this far for a reason. This message found you for a purpose. None of this is random. Nothing is. The multiplication you desire already exists on a timeline close to you. And that timeline begins now with your next decision. She manifests. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now imagine you're standing face to face with your next reality. It's right there in front of you, glowing, vibrating, waiting. It holds freedom, safety, abundance. It holds everything you've always known. Deep down, you were meant to live. And now, listen with your heart. That reality is not far. It's not in next year. It's not in after things get better. It's in 2025. It's here. It's ready. It's accessible. But only for those who decide. You can't afford to just wish anymore. You can't pretend you don't know anymore. You can't keep hiding your light just because the room is still dark. You are what the room needs. You are the light your financial reality has been waiting for. You are the missing link between almost and now it's real. And there's no system, crisis, or statistic that can stop someone who is fully aligned with their truth, their vision, and their vibrational discipline. Because yes, it's discipline that transforms. The discipline to no longer settle for less. The discipline to persist even without applause. The discipline to stand firm when everything around you wobbles. The discipline to choose every single day the path of expansion, even when the old tries to lure you back. You already know your future won't be built by luck. It will be built by decision, by positioning, by identity, by presence. You can leave this video the same as you came, or you can leave different, transformed, awakened, aligned with what you truly want to experience. What will you do with all of this? Will you tuck it away? Will you postpone it? Will you say, I'll think about it later? Or will you decide that now is the time? Everything you need is already inside you. You don't need permission. You don't need another validation. You just need to say, I'm ready. I choose to multiply. I choose to live the frequency of freedom this year. And if this touched you, if at any point during this video you felt chills, your heart raced, or your eyes welled up, then this wasn't just a video. It was a calling, an awakening, a portal. And portals can only be crossed with courage. So if you felt this, I want to invite you to do 3 simple, yet extremely powerful things right now. 1. Subscribe to this channel. Right now. Because this space was created for people like you. People who want more. People who have already decided not to live on autopilot. People who are ready to remember every single day who they truly are. 2. Share this video with at least one person. Yes, just one. That one person you know carries a sleeping giant within. The one who's close to breaking the cycle, but just needs a little push. Be that push. Be the channel. Be the bridge. 3. And now, write in the comments, boldly, unapologetically, the one word that holds all of this together. Discipline. Yes, type discipline. Because that's the word that turns intention into reality. That turns dreams into results. That turns you into the version you were born to be. And let that comment be your public commitment. Your vibrational seal. Your personal reminder that from this moment on, there's no going back. Multiplying your income is just the beginning. What's coming is even greater. It's peace. It's wholeness. It's legacy. But only if you decide to live it now. You can. You will. You're ready. And the only thing between you and your new life is your decision not to stop until you get there.